Chris, I told you not to wear black. Why? I thought we talked about this before the show.
I'm
I'm
in.
wearing a white shirt. I wanted you to wear a white shirt.
I'm still in mourning.
God, dude, I thought we talked about it.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh,
Hi.
we are.
Oh,
We
we're
are.
on. Oh, hi.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jason Rothman. Welcome back to the PPC Questions and Answers Show. I'm joined by my partner, Chris Schaefer. And if you have a question for us, write in at paidsearchpodcast.com. Chris, you look great in that black shirt. Today's question comes from Sarah in San Diego. Hello from San Diego. I want to start by saying I really appreciate all the insights and tips you share every week. Your show has helped me feel more confident when I'm launching and managing search campaigns. The account build out series was a favorite for sure. I have a few questions I'm hoping you can address. Chris, first question from Sarah. I'm seeing way less traffic on keywords that aren't set to broad, which makes perfect sense. So I figure I'll need to bid higher on those other match types at the keyword level. My campaign objective is currently set to maximize conversions. Do I need to change it to manual CPC if I want to start adjusting bids at the keyword level? Do I have to create a new campaign with that objective in order to be able to do that? So, Chris, this is definitely not a campaign run by the great Chris Schaefer. Sarah's doing things a little bit different than the way we would do them. Let's break this down into couple questions here, Chris. Do you have to do manual CPC if you want to start adjusting bids at the keyword level? Yes. I think that's very clear. Do you have to create a new campaign to do that? No. But the bidding is set at the campaign settings level. So whatever you do will apply to every ad group in that campaign. Let's go more general with this question here, Chris, and help Sarah out. Maximize conversions versus manual CPC bidding. Should Sarah be doing maximized conversions, or should she be doing maximized bids, or should be doing manual CPC? What should she be doing here, Chris?
Sarah, at this point, with the type of questions that you're asking, because I know the second question that you asked, my thoughts are this: if you're an advanced enough AdWords manager that you understand bidding and keywords and negative keywords and campaign structure and ad group structure, then I would highly suggest and encourage you to take the leap and go with manual bids. Now, maximize conversions, I'm not saying that that's for newbies and people who don't know what they're doing, but it does take some of the power out of your own ability to make changes to your campaign. And as a human who can think through things, as opposed to the algorithm in AdWords that puts everything on the same playing field, that some keywords and some ad groups and some things are more important than others, and you can make those decisions. So my thoughts are manual bidding is a higher tier level because you need to make fine-tuned adjustments to things based on gut and also based on metrics.
Everybody, Chris is just scared he's going to lose his job to AI, and he's like one of these. How could the computer ever do it as good as me? How could it ever do it as good?
That's true.
But Chris, I do agree with you. Sarah, if you want more control, which it sounds like you do, you got to go manual bids. But then you got to look at every keyword and you got to be adjusting those keywords. Now, a little quick tip to you: if you highlight every keyword, delete the bids at the keyword level, and they don't have a keyword bid, then you can set bids at the ad group level, and that ad group default will apply to the keyword. So that maybe will make things a little easier to control, and you're not having to do every single keyword. You just do ad groups. But Chris, in terms of maximize conversions, it can work. But the problem I'm seeing here is, what if that system has never given her exact or phrase type keywords a chance to get clicks and get conversions, and it doesn't even see them? So a lot is up in the air. Honestly, Chris, I would say manual CPC. But Sarah, if you're not feeling confident enough to make bids on every keyword and you want everything to get a chance to run, then maybe we go to maximize clicks, Chris. It just seems like if you don't have a lot of data on keywords, going to maximize conversions is a little bit worrisome. But you can't go wrong. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong with manual CPC if you know what you're doing, if you're setting your bids. Second part of her question here, Chris, is she asked, you've got your pure broad keywords, you got broad modified, you got phrase, you got exact. to Sarah's point of view, she's saying, okay, exact and phrase is going to be more valuable than broad, modified, and broad. So she wants to set her broad keywords low. She wants to set her broad modified a little higher at the medium level. She wants phrase a little higher than broad modified, and she wants to set her exact keywords the highest. What do you think about that bidding structure when you're doing manual?
So this is something I've advocated, many times in the podcast. When it comes to your ability to bid on things, you put lower priority on the keywords that have less control, broad, modified, broad, and higher priority, higher bids on things that you have the most control over, exact. So I think on a pyramid scale, the lowest bids that is going to get the most volume are going to be broad keywords, and then going up to the top, being exact and phrase are going to get the highest bids. But Jason, I know that's not, that's in a perfect world. In reality, day one, the day you hit enable campaign, this all goes to crap, and you really need to start scrambling on some things. Give the people an idea of what real world bidding might look like.
I got a beef, because when you read these blogs out there, when you read these articles out there, when you see other people talking about AdWords besides us, a lot of what you see, Chris, is people saying it's in the 10 commandments that you have to bid exact match higher than phrase, and phrase higher than broad modified, and broad modified higher than broad. And but what if your broad modified is moving companies in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's all a modifier in every word in the phrase, and your exact word is movers? Well, I think the former is more valuable than the latter. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I don't like that hard and fast rule. I think it's just people trying to show off and sound smart. In the real world, what I do, Chris, is I separate things into two categories: pure broad keywords, and then everything else. I set my pure broad keywords, the things that are dynamite, that can blow up in your face if you're not careful, very, very low. And then if I have longer keywords like moving companies in Oklahoma City, and I have modifiers on every word in the phrase, and then I have phrase and exact, I set those all at the same level, Chris, when I start out a campaign. Shoot me, throw me off a cliff, drown me, bury me alive, tell me I'm not doing things right, but that's the way I do it, Chris. I'm not one of these people that wants to go into every single phrase and exact and broad match modified and set them different bids. I want to start off at the same level, and let's see what happens. But I separate it, Sarah, from the pure broad keywords. Pure broad is where you really need to go low from the start. And that's it, right, Chris?
Yeah, Jason, keeping it real, absolutely. Now, as anyone knows, I do training, I do consulting, and
what were we doing?
ChrisSchaefer.com for hiring information. But one thing I say at the beginning of a lot of my training is, you like that? It's a guess. It's a guess from the beginning. The moment it's all theory. And it all looks so nice on paper and on the screen, and then once you hit the go button, it's a guess. So all this is, all variable depending on what kind of results you get. And Jason, I think you said it well there. So thanks for the question, Sarah. Jason, take us out and do your thing.
Yes. Thanks for listening, guys. PaidSearchPodcast.com. Fill out the contact form. If you have a question, leave them in the YouTube channel as comments. Leave them on Facebook. Tweet them at Chris on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening. Please review us on iTunes, and we will be back next time with the next episode of the PPC Questions and Answers show. Dude, you leave one more open commercial like